a few days now from Wednesday. How has that sort of been digested?
Yeah, look, the group had a day off yesterday, so we're back in today to prepare for the Newcastle game. Look, proud of what the group achieved to get to that point. Disappointed that we didn't make it all the way through to the final. I think the boys threw everything that they possibly could in the game. You know, we scored 2 goals which were disallowed. We scored the goal, but we needed another goal to get the game extended. But look, I think the boys pushed as hard as they could, but just couldn't find the goals that we needed.
What's the main takeaway, I guess?
I think the main takeaway is obviously the first leg let us down away from home. I think the performance wasn't good enough. Conceding 2 goals away from home made it difficult to play against a team that's quite negative in the way that they set up, and a team that we needed to break down. And unfortunately, we couldn't do it. We scored, I believe, too late in the game, in the piece, to really try to push for the second. But like the boys definitely did, I can't fault them for their attitude. But look, proud of the group of what they've achieved, but disappointed that we didn't go all the way. Do
you take any, I guess, of the emotion into going into the sort of the final leg of this season?
I think the focus has to shift now to the A-League. We've got 3 very important games, a very tough game with Newcastle on a high with a big result against Central Coast on the weekend, so it's a game that we definitely need to win. And the good thing is it's still in our hands where we finish on the table, and we want to play finals football, so we need to focus on our last 3 games.
Has it been hard with the group to make sure that they change focus?
Well, we'll see today when we train. You know, they need to shift the focus. They need to understand that if we want to get anything out of the season, these last 3 games are very important to where we finish, and also to get ourselves to play finals football, and we give our best chance to achieve something.
Obviously, 6 in the top 6. Does it feel like finals footy has come in a bit early for your group?
Well, I think it's been like that for the past few weeks. I think every game we have to push, and the boys have definitely done that, and we continue to go down that path.
Do you rework, I guess, watching that Newcastle game against the Mariners, do you have to rework your side a bit, or is it again focusing on what the group
does? Look, we'll look at how the boys pulled up today. You know, today will be a lighter session for them just to get them back on their feet again. They still need to recover. We've had a very short turnaround with the amount of games that we've played, so you know, we'll try to get the boys fresh and obviously tactically ready for the game against a good opposition in Newcastle at the moment. Like I said, they're in good form. But look, the results that they had, obviously the teams that they play totally different to what we do.
What was the most dangerous thing about?
You know, they're a young side. They've got high energy. They've got some good players that can play in between lines, and they can definitely score goals. And for us, it's again, we're playing at home. We need to dictate the terms of what we do when we have the ball, when we don't have the ball. So, like I said, for me, we just got to get the mentality right and refresh the players and make sure we got good energy on Sunday.
Do you pay extra attention to Lockie Rose?
He looked like he makes some good runs. I think he's a good player. You know, in transition he can go as well. So, a very influential player. Also, you know, with the young players that plays as 10s. So they're a good attacking side. You know, they play some good, decent football under Robbie. So, for us again, like we need to focus on what we need to do.
Obviously, off the field, there's been some news with the salary cap. What's the club's stance on?
Well, it's quite fresh at the moment, so I haven't had a conversation with anybody about it, but I understand, you know, where these things come from. But look, I don't make these financial decisions, and the clubs need to be sustainable to be able to run every season as well. So, you know, I understand that the league, the APL, is trying to find a way to make the competition sustainable, where, you know, players have jobs, coaches have jobs, and the staff have jobs as well. So I haven't really indulged into it as yet, but I'm sure conversations will be happening.
Well, just on the Jets, in contrast to obviously Lion City Sailors, is it a bit more enjoyable to come up against a team that's perhaps going to come out and play a bit more football and test yourself?
Yeah, look, for me, there's no right or wrong in football. The Lion City Sailors, that's their philosophy, and that's what they believe in how to play, is, you know, defend first and then find moments in counter-attacking, whereas I think Newcastle like to actually play a little bit more with the ball and try to create moments by playing and not just defending. So, you know, it will be a totally different game against Newcastle this weekend. Like I said, they've got some young players, they've got good energy, they're in good form at the moment, and a positive win over Central Coast over the weekend, so we need to make sure that we're on Sunday.